My name is Miles. I'm with the Comic Bros Authority podcast. I'm the co-host. So I'm starting this YouTube channel just because, I kind of navigating away from the other social medias. Because it's easier to fit into this larger format. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. All right, so this is a bit of a story time as well as like a poll of what I got for comics recently. So I had a friend reach out to me asking me how much I know about comics because I put it out there that I know comics. So he told me that his friend recently lost her parents. Unfortunately, both of them within the same week. So her dad was a huge comic fan and she needed help going through these boxes and everything. So I met her. We met up over at her place. We went through a bunch of comic boxes, organized them, scanned them, just to make sure, to make sure we know what she has. So doing that, we used CLZ, the comic app, to organize and catalog what we had, as well as kind of pulling keys and just knowing certain things about comic books. We found some really cool comics. We found a lot of great X-Men, a lot of early Jim Lee stuff, John Byrne, as well as finding Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man and Spawn #1 signed by Steve Olaf and the Todd Father. However, he was a collector, so there was a lot of doubles going on in his book. So whatever doubles that he had, she threw into a separate pile and then gave to me at the end of that. So I kind of want to show what I had. So I didn't really pull too much. I was just trying to be humble and not just seem like I'm there to take all her comic books and all of her dad's stuff just so she can go sell them as a lot and sell the keys for what she needs. It's her inheritance. I'm not trying to mess with that. But with that being said, I did want to talk about what I got. So first up, these comic books are from the 80s and stuff like that. Some of them are bagged, a lot of them weren't, as I know my own dad didn't really bag any of his comic books, so he's just like, they're in terrible condition, even though he does have some really, really great issues in there. But first up, I got Arronte, Lord of Atlantis. I don't know much about this character. I never even heard of this guy before, but yeah, her dad had issues 1 through 10, so yeah, like I really don't know much about this character. Lord of Atlantis, I thought that was like Aquaman or something like that, or Aqualad. So yeah, I mean, I am going to read these. I do like old comics. I love opening up old comics and smelling them. But yeah, I can tell this is from like the mid 80s because they say the new DC, There's No Stopping Us Now, in this little corner box right here, because that is what they did post Infinite Crisis. And she gave me a few X-Men issues, which, I do not mind ever having these old X-Men issues. So we have a few from the Claremont era. This is issue 170. This is, Storm taking control of the Morlocks. I haven't read this one, though I am excited. It is actually up next in what I'm reading in the Epic collections. So I'm really excited to get to that one. I know the story, I know the gist of it, but I never read it for myself. Next we have issue 171, where Rogue finally joins the team after being a bad guy. So this is going to be a pretty fun read too. I wonder who the artist was for these. Is it Paul Smith? Yeah, this is Chris Claremont and Paul Smith. Oh, Walt Simonson did this one with Rogue. Oh, that's so cool. Love Walt Simonson's work. Really big fan of his Thor and his New Gods, his Orion. Next up we have oh boy. We have Extinction Agenda Part 4 from X-Men 271. I have a bunch of copies of this, and I love the Jim Lee era of Uncanny X-Men. I think it's so fantastic. The art is so pretty to look at. I have this in trade paperback. I have it in hardcover now. I finally have it in and a Epic Collection too, with the New Mutants. So yeah, this is one of my favorite X-Men stories, so getting it in singles wherever I can, I'll take it. Next up, I have Marvel Comic Presents Wolverine number 96. Here we go. And it's a flip book like what the Image and Marvel were doing in the early 90s. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, the only flip book I've ever really read is Local Man, the Tony Fleeks and Tim Seeley book from recent Image, as well as Young Blood, Rob Liefeld's book. All right, so we have Uncanny X-Men 286. This is, I believe, Jim Lee, as well as, who else? Will Sportacio? Yep, Will Sportacio. It's Scott Lobdell doing writing duties. I haven't gone this far in X-Men. There were just some like areas of X-Men that I'm just like not too familiar with, but I'm currently making my way through it. Like I said, I'm on like issue like 160 of the current or not current issue 160 of Chris Claremont's X-Men. Next, it's everyone's favorite mutant, the one who's just supremely overexposed. I have Wolverine number 20. So I never actually read any of the first volume of Wolverine. I just haven't. I read the second volume with Greg Rucka, the Millers, and I think Guggenheim did the one after that. That stuff from like the 2000s onward. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And also Wolverine number 50 with the die cut cover here, where you open it and you see it. This one's actually bagged and boarded. Smart man for doing that. But there was a note right here. He put Mark Silvestri. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, really excited to check that out. Let's see here. Now, here's another book that I really didn't know what this was until recently because I saw an announcement for it, but this is Strikeforce Moriarty. Morituri. I have no idea this book even existed. I had no idea, and then I saw that there was going to be, a certain collection coming out with this. So this is issue number 1. Maybe this will be like my sampler test to see what this is. But yeah, I'm totally not against reading new material, reading stuff that I'm not familiar with. But more on unfamiliarity. I have read Sonya 7 and 8. So here's issue 7, and here's issue 8. So going through this man's collection, I noticed he was a big fantasy guy. He really liked fantasy, which I thought was really interesting because there was Red Sonja, there was some Elf Quest in there, as well as the Arion stuff. Conan the Barbarian, and then more specifically a character I am again not too familiar with. He was created by Mike Grell, and that is Warlord. So I have this one, and it's like kind of like a bunch of issues like put together. It's this whole stack here. So I have the annual number 2. This one is actually drawn by Dan Jurgens. Issues 42. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, back to Warlord, created by Mike Grell. So I've always had an interest in reading Warlord. I first read about Warlord because of Tom King's book Danger Street, and that was based off of DC's first issue specials. So seeing that, I dug it a little bit into that, and then I saw, Mike Grell, he did the very popular 80s Green Arrow series. So, and knowing this was his baby, I know he was only on it for like half this run before passing it off to other writers and artists. So yeah, annual number 6 here. Yeah, this just looks like fun fantasy stuff. So that's what I'm excited to read. And also, like, for the second volume, there's issue number 3. See, that's sick as hell. And then comes another book I have never heard of before. It's called Claw the Unconquered. This is issue number 8. I don't. It says the 18 up there. It just got me confused. Never heard of this before. Another DC book. I'm sure this is from like the early 80s or the 70s or something. No, this has to be from the 80s. It's just a newsstand edition. You can see the barcode right there. I mean, unless they had direct market stuff for DC. I'm very familiar with Marvel's direct market. Not too familiar with DC's. But yeah, Claw the Unconquered. They're just more fantasy stuff. And another thing is he had a lot of this book, like so much. So this is Micronauts. I know recently Marvel just got the rights back within like the last couple of years or so. So I'm actually wanting to see this. This is issue number 8. I got 13, 14, 33, 34, 48. King size annual number 1. As well as, I think this is volume 2, because this is the New Voyages, and this is issue number 2. That is my stack of comics that I got from, helping somebody out that I didn't know when it comes to comic books. She was really impressed that, like, I'm pulling issues. I'm like, this is worth something, this is worth something, this is worth something. So, this is it. I'm really excited to dig into this stuff, mostly the Warlord. That's actually what I'm really excited to read. And, so I'll let you guys know if there's any more updates. Please like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. Don't forget to listen to our podcast. We do have it here on YouTube, as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If there's anywhere else you think we should be putting our podcast, something that is more accessible to users without there being a paywall, just let me know in the comments. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Now I am pretending to look like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. These comics are dusty and fucking me up. Fucking me up, these ones.